Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're in the world. Let me know if you can hear me, first of all. Give me a thumbs up, because I have my earphones in, so I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. But if you can, we are studying the book of Enoch, and we're on chapters 83 to 88 today. Okay, loud and clear, awesome. So, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and read. Now, this is shifting gears. So, this is the book of visions. So, we are out of the book of luminaries, thank God. And now we're in the book of visions. So, I'm just going to read it through. It's a lot of chapters today, but they're short. And there's not much context for me to give you today. So, we're just going to read it through, and then we're going to trust the process like we always do. So, let's begin. Chapter 83 says, "My son Methuselah, I'm going to show you all my dreams that I've seen, recounting them to you. I prayed to the Lord about them. I was lying down in the house in my grandfather Mahalalel when I saw in a dream how the heavens had fallen and had been brought down to earth. And when it fell to the ground, I saw that the world was swallowed up in a great void, and the mountains were suspended upon the mountains, and the hills sank upon the hills. And the tall trees were rent out of their stalks, and they hurled down and sunk into the abyss. Then a word fell into my mouth, and I raised up my voice and wept out loud, and said, 'The world is destroyed.' Mahalalel, my great-grandfather, woke me up as I lay near him, and said to me, 'Why do you cry and make such lamentation?' And I told him all the vision I had seen, and he said to me, 'You have seen a terrible thing, my friend, and in a dire moment is your dream, a vision of the secrets of all the sins of the earth, and it must fall into the darkness and be destroyed by great destruction. And now, my son, arise and make a petition to the Lord of heaven, since thou art a believer, that the remnant will remain upon the earth, and that he may not destroy the whole world.'" Okay, moving on, chapter 83. "After I raised my hands in righteousness and blessed the holy and the powerful, and spoke with the breath of my mouth and with... Sorry, that's a loud announcement. Shall wait.
Passengers and employees are required to wear a mask or facial covering in the airport."
So Enoch is Noah's great-granddad. Yes, he is. Okay, let's start again. "After I raised my hands in righteousness and blessed the holy and the powerful, and spoke with the breath of my mouth and with the tongue of my flesh, which God has made for the children of the flesh of man to speak with them, and gave them air and tongue and voice to speak with them. Blessed be thou, our Father, O Father King, great and mighty is in thy glory, O Lord of hosts. Thy supremacy and thy majesty and thy greatness shall abide forever and ever, and thy sovereignty forever and ever, and all the heavens and the throne forever, and all the earth the footstool forever and ever. For thou hast made all things, and hast ruled all things, and there is nothing too hard for thee. Wisdom shall not depart from the place of the throne, and not turn away from thy presence. Thou know and sees, and hears all things, and there is nothing concealed from thee, for thou hast seen all things. Now the angels of the heaven are guilty of a crime, and thy wrath abides upon the flesh of men. Up until the great day of judgment, now, O God, and the Almighty, and the great King, I beseech thee, and I beseech thee, that thou may fulfill my prayer, and thou may give me a seed upon the earth, and not kill all the flesh of man, and make the world without inhabitant, that there may be an eternal ruin. Now, my God, remove from the earth the flesh that hath provoked thy wrath, but the flesh of righteousness and justice shall establish the seat of heaven, and hide not thy face from the glare of the serpent. So, oh Lord. So that's basically him praying exactly what it just said that he was going to do. It said, pray to the Lord of heaven and make a petition, since you are a believer, so that he doesn't destroy the whole entire world. So what is it talking about? It sounds like in this vision, this is talking about before the flood, that when there was all this evil in the world, God said that he was going to destroy the world because of this evilness and this wickedness. But now Enoch is going to petition through his prayer. So we just heard the prayer that he gave. And we all know how that ends, but let's keep going. Chapter 85 says, "Thereafter, I've seen another vision, and I'm going to show you the whole dream, my friend. Enoch raised his voice and said unto his son Methuselah, I will speak unto thee, my son. Hear my words. Incline your ear unto the dream, the vision of thy father. Before I took Edna thy mother, I saw a dream on my pillow, and behold, a bull came out of the earth. And the bull was white, and after it forth a heifer. With it came forth two bulls, one black and the other red. The black bull took the red bull again. However,
have your attention, please. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends social distancing.
Sorry, I hate these announcements. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me through them, so I kind of want to wait.
Waiting for your bags or gathering in any area of the airport. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. However, the black bull grew, and a heifer went with him, and I saw a lot of oxen came from him and pursued him. And that cow, the first, had gone out of the presence of the first bull to try the red one, but found it not, and lamented him with great lamentation, and looked for him. I looked until the first bull came to her and settled her down, and from that time on she didn't cry anymore. After that she bred another white bull, and after that she had many bulls and black cows. I saw in my sleep the white bull also grew, and became a great white bull, and from him came many white bulls, and they were like unto him. They began to give birth to many white bulls, which resemble them one after the other even more." So remember, this is a vision. A lot of announcements. Oh my God. So this is a vision. We don't know what it's talking about yet, but I'm pretty sure that this is symbolic of something. So what is the white bull? What is the oxen? What is the cow? We don't know. We're going to find out. Let's just keep going. Chapter 86 says, "Again I saw with my eyes as I slept, and I saw the heaven above, and behold, a star came down from heaven and rose, and ate and grazed among the oxen. After that I saw the big and black oxen, and behold, they all changed their stalls, their pastures, and their horses, and started to live with one another. Again I saw in the dream, and I looked towards the heavens, and behold, I saw many stars coming down and casting themselves down from the heavens to the first star. And they began 4 bulls among the cattle, and they grazed among them. Then I looked at them and saw, and behold, they all let out their private parts like horses, and started to cover the cows of the oxen, and they were all pregnant and naked elephants, camels, and buttocks. All the oxen were afraid of them, and were afraid of them, and started to bite with their jaws, and to devour and to gore with their 6 horns. They began to devour the oxen, and behold, all the children of the earth began to tremble and shake before them, and to run from them." So now we have a little bit more context of the symbolism that it's using. So it sounds like the cattle is the humans, and it sounds like the bulls is the angels, the fallen angels that it spoke about, that they came down to earth and they started to impregnate the cattle, or the humans. So this is all a story that we have heard before. However, he is talking about it in the vision that he was given and was able to relay to his son Methuselah on earth. Gives us a little bit more background as to how did Enoch send these words and send this story on earth when he was in the heavens at the time. He was able to give this story before he was taken. Okay, then chapter 87 says, "The event of the 7 archangels. Once again I saw how they began to devour each other, and the world started to cry aloud. I raised my eyes again to heaven. I saw in the dream, and behold, there came forth from heaven the likeness of white men, and 4 went forth out of the spot, and 3 with them. And 3 who had come out last took hold of me by my side, and took away from the generations of the world, and raised me to the high position, and showed me a tower high above the land, and the hills were smaller, and said to me, Wait here until you see all that happens to the lions, the camels, the cats, the planet, the oxen, and all of them." Interesting, this is the first chapter that we really hear of race. So the likeness of white men is actually stated in this chapter, and the Bible doesn't really talk about race. So this is the first time I was hearing it from it, so it's interesting. Chapter 88 says, Then I saw one of the angels take hold of the first star that had fallen from heaven, and bound it hand and foot, and threw it into the abyss. Now the abyss was too narrow and wide, and terrible and dark. One of them drew a spear, and gave it to the lions, camels, and asses, and they began to smite one another. And the whole world quaked because of them. And as I saw in the dream, behold, one of the four who came forth stoned them from heaven, and gathered together, and took away all the great stars, whose private parts were like those of horses, and bound all the hands of their feet, and threw them into a pit of the earth. And that sounds like the prophecy that was given by God, that he said all of these fallen angels are going to be dealt with, and they're going to be thrown away into a pit, chained and locked until, a certain time. So, interesting vision. We're going to stop there because I have to go get my bags. But hold on. I'm going to open up the conversation to the comment section. So if you have any comments about what we just read, you want to add anything to it, don't mind my mask, but I'm about to be walking. I wonder what chapter in the Bible Enoch is relating to. So it's actually really only relating to Genesis, where it talks about the Nephilim. So this is like way before the time of anything else in the Bible. So if you want to go back to my previous Instagram TVs, like start from the beginning, because I'm sure that like if you're just tuning in for the first time, we're already on chapter 83, but we did talk about the Nephilim and the whole like preface of what the book of Enoch is, when it started, when it takes place. And there's also different books of Enoch. So right now we're in the book of visions. Yes, Robert 0317 says Genesis 5:6, exactly. So the book of Enoch provides a lot more context as to what that verse is in regards to.
A federal mandate order requiring mask wearing has been issued for passengers and employees.
My connection is going out pretty bad. Since my connection's so bad, I'm going to go ahead and end this live. If you do have any comments and I wasn't able to get to them, go ahead and put them in the comment section of the Instagram TV. I'm about to post this to Instagram TV now. Thank you guys for bearing with me. I know I'm like all over the place right now, but tried to get it in as much as possible. It's my birthday week, so yeah. I'm gonna try to do my best to stay on schedule, but bear with me, guys. Love you guys. Ciao.